Hallelujah You gently squeezed into the bridle in third. Right on his tail, Titanium Emperor is being asked for more. Nighttime Dancer still one place in front of him in fourth as they head on down towards the last 3.5 furlongs. Scandinavia on the right now, drawing up sides further. Nighttime Dancer has been bustled up into third ahead of Hallelujah You. Titanium Emperor at this stage in fifth is just a little outpaced, and they're about to run downhill towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Scandinavia goes on. Nighttime Dancer, White Cat ranging up as a threat. Further looks to be backing out of it down at the rail. Then Hallelujah You and Titanium Emperor climbing out of the dip with 1.5 furlongs to go. More in front here on Scandinavia and asking for more. Scandinavia stretching on over 2 lengths clear to Nighttime Dancer. They're playing now for places in behind because Scandinavia is powering clear in the hands of Ryan Moore, and Scandinavia wins the Bahrain Trophy emphatically. Then Zavatiri, the green and white on the jacket, in fourth place to Hjell Pepper with a pink cap, and Do or Do Not just a little outpaced through the first quarter mile, last of the half dozen. Comical Point has got across to the far rail and leads at a brisk exchange, 42 miles an hour down towards halfway. Brussels, though, is matching him, comes alongside. Couple lengths away, Maximised Buick crouching lower. Zavatiri out wide making an effort. Hjell Pepper trying to thread through in behind the pink cap, and then Do or Do Not. Downhill towards the last quarter mile, and Brussels now goes on. Moore shakes him up. Maximised, though, beginning to respond, coming through to challenge. Zavatiri on the left running a big race. Hjell Pepper trying to find daylight up the rail, the pink cap. Zavatiri strikes the front, passing the furlong to Hjell Pepper. Do or Do Not, the orange cap, is running on from the rear. Brussels and Maximised are beaten, and it's Zavatiri for a big shock in the July Stakes. Zavatiri beats Do or Do Not. Hucklesbrook in the yellow jacket is just behind him, and then realign with the red cap to Arabian Sun, and the nose-banded Marhogian is last of that half dozen down the rail. Down the middle of the track, the striking Viking is up there in a peacock blue and gold jacket, chased by Candy and the grey Tawasol, and then Crest of Distinction, and Columnist with a black cap is just in behind him. On down towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Leadenhall Street is off the gallop with Prince of India and Zaire and Hallasan and Anderside, and downhill now towards the last 1.5 furlongs on the right. American Style in the noseband. Realign with the red cap is coming through. Arabian Sun, the white sleeves and cap. Prince of India on the extreme left, thundering down the stand side running rail. Deep inside the furlong. Prince of India coming right over the top. Zaire running on late, but the bird has flown. Prince of India beats American Style. Zaire. Marhogian was home in fourth, leading Arabian Crown and James Doyle. El Cordobez and Wimbledon Hawkeye waiting in the wings as they deep inside the last half mile now, heading down towards the 3. Palladium, Arabian Crown, El Cordobez will need an out fairly soon. Will Buick will just be looking for a little bit of daylight. He's just being kept in. Wimbledon Hawkeye has got clearer sailing out wide, yellow jacket, as they run down towards the last quarter mile. And now Moore shakes up Palladium as Arabian Crown in the all blue comes alongside. Wimbledon Hawkeye on the right making his effort. El Cordobez has had to manoeuvre right around the field. Down into the dip, 1.5 furlongs to go. Palladium seen off. Wimbledon Hawkeye in the middle of a line of 3 goes to the front. Arabian Crown under the rail. Here's El Cordobez delivering his challenge now under Will Buick, and El Cordobez has come surging through to grab the lead and begins to stretch on. A British landmark winner, 2,000 for Will Buick as El Cordobez wins the Princess of Wales Stakes. The grey filly Harlequin Angel on the left, and William Buick has got Crimson Rose in the royal blue tracking the pace. On the right of the group, Princess Billy Boy in the light blue and purple is in midfield as Night Shining in the all maroon recovers, racing just ahead of Lady Lucky Vegas, and Enamorous, the turquoise jacket dark cap on the extreme left, last and being chased along. They're moving downhill towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Country Artiste, yellow cap in front. Crimson Rose on the right now launching a challenge. Then Welcome Retreat. Night Shining running on under pressure. Enamorous is beginning to run on from the rear, but has got plenty of work to do as they climb inside the last furlong. And it's Will Buick again. He's gone to the front on Crimson Rose, and the filly is beginning to stretch away here from Country Artiste. And with every hoofbeat, Crimson Rose is going further and further clear. Buick out the double. Upsize Elarak, the striped cap for Jim Crowley. At this stage, they're coming down the middle of the track as they approach the halfway point. Spectacular View on the right, Upsize Royal Playwright, Arabian Story on the left, King of Cities between horses, and one from the right, Opera Ballo, and then El Iraq and Seagulls 11 as they move on down now to the final 3 furlongs. Pace has begun to lift from quite some way out here. Spectacular View and Royal Playwright are going to ensure this is a long last quarter mile here. Opera Ballo, one from the right, being finessed into it. King of Cities Yellow Jacket just looking for a way through, being forced to switch. Seagulls 11 on the left is making progress from the rear, as now Opera Ballo is shaken up and moves through the challenge as they race out of the dip. Seagulls 11 on the left is giving chase, but it's Opera Ballo in front by a couple of lengths. Seagulls 11 chasing hard. Opera Ballo running on strongly on a landmark day. It's now 3 for Buick, Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. Opera Ballo impressively over Seagulls 11, and God of War in the pink and black stripes is just about last of the field as they move on down towards halfway. The grey Sigalazzo with Sun the white cap waiting all night on the left and Great Acclaim on the right. They're 4 across the track, stalked by Boyfriend and Dutch Decoy. Super position on the extreme left, and then further back to Cogitate, to Parole d'Oro in the dark blue. Where's Freddie, the royal blue with the white cap, still towards the rear of the field, as is God of War. And they're moving on now downhill towards the last quarter mile. Fanning right out, one from the right, the grey Sigalazzo is bang there, chased on the right by Great Acclaim. Boyfriend, the red and green on the cap, is moving through. Super position towards the left in the light blue, running on under pressure. Dutch Decoy down the middle in a mauve jacket is also picking up. A lot of chances here. Parole d'Oro is picking up from off the pace as well, and also God of War. Fan right across the track, Dutch Decoy, Parole d'Oro in the dark blue could be the final challenger. Gets very close between those two.